Hi, Stacy and Tam. This is Christy. Normally I do a live video, but I had a procedure done today and not camera ready. We'll just say that. So, but I wanted to get this over to you. I've been working on it for the past few days and have some. First, I'm going to run through a quick presentation of the data of the market, and then I'm going to go through your actual presentation. So let me share the screen. Okay. Share and go here. Okay, sorry, I should have put that at the beginning. All right. So first of all, I put this slide up because one of the things that Stacy asked about is HUD homes and possibly buying foreclosed properties or distressed properties. Foreclosure is at an all-time low, so there are not a lot of foreclosed properties on the market. If you look over in the far right hand, it's like amazing how few there are, which is a good thing because we don't want people foreclosing on their homes. However, it makes it so that it's harder to find distressed properties to buy. But there is the renovation loan. So you don't even really have to find a distressed property. If you find just a regular property that you like, but you're like, oh my goodness, we could fix this up more, then you could use a renovation loan. The trick though is that Stacy was talking about how you guys would want to do most of the repairs yourself. And on a renovation loan, you do need to hire a general contractor, and then they need to hire licensed people to do it. And so I can look into and see if there's any chance that you could become like a subcontractor under the general contractor. But generally it all needs to be licensed and on the up and up so that the lender feels confident in the quality of the work. And there's going to be a HUD consultant involved. So first you find the property, you have the you had the general contractor come out and bid, what would they do to renovate the property? And then you have the appraiser come out and say, okay, with these improvements, the property will be worth X amount, and it has to be a certain amount above the cost. And then you have the HUD consultant through the process come in and inspect it and make sure that everything is on the up and up. So there's a lot of hoops to jump through, but you can take a property and like a lower cost property and then get a higher loan for the amount that it will be worth once you're done with the renovations. I honestly, though, I'm not seeing a lot of properties on the market for under 300,000 really in this area. But that's not my realm. You would want to talk to Kathy about that. She's the expert I want to say on rent, not rental. I'm stumbling here. She's the expert on real estate is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Okay. This next slide, I already know you guys are ready to move. You want to buy your own home. I just wanted to reiterate for you that rents are continuing to skyrocket over the past 2 years. They've just been going up. So it's insane. I need to show my brother the slide because he's been renting for like 30 years. Okay. Homes are, yes, they are rising in price, but it's still better than 1990 to 2008. This gold period here is when the homes were distressed. And so the higher the graph is, the more affordable the home is. So clearly they would be more affordable because they cost less. But even still, where we are here today, this blue graph, we're still in a better position than we were for those 18 years from 1990 to 2008, where it was harder to buy a home. Going on to the next slide. This is the potential growth. So for you guys, like let's say 350 is the price of the home that you purchase, which is in the ballpark of what you're looking at. Potential growth in household wealth over the next 5 years based only on increased home equity. So not like paying it down, but just the equity is 89,441. That's really good. So this is based on price appreciation projected by the Home Price Expectation Survey. So even though I know it's frustrating to get into a home that you're not in love with, from personal experience, I get it. We bought our home for $260,000 in 2016, and today it's worth over $500,000. Insane, but we're fixing it up and we're making it ours, and bit by bit we're falling in love with it. Okay, homeownership is a great wealth builder. I know you guys already know that, but I just wanted to point out equity gains on a single family existing home over 5, 10, and 30 years. And these are conservative estimates because sometimes the market's a little bit nutty and it can go higher, but let's be conservative. I like to be conservative. Mortgage rates. Okay, so I know that you're hearing the news. Mortgage rates are increasing. This is based off of last month because it's a look back, not a look today or forward. But so the last 2 years have been crazy with mortgage rates going like dropping so low. And so because we've had that anomaly with rates, now that we're getting back to normal rates, people are like, oh goodness, they're so high. But really, they're pretty normal compared to 2018, where we were just a few years ago. And those were good rates in 2018. I remember when I was quoting people, I was like, oh, this is a good rate. And so when you look over time, over the last 5 decades, you'll see that still we have historically low rates compared to, where interest rates have been. And then the last slide is just people sometimes they think that, well, as the rates go up, then home prices are going to go down. But I had another slide. I couldn't find it. I really wanted to show you guys. That's partly why this was taking so long and I just couldn't find it. So I'm just, all right, we'll just do this. But what that other slide does is it shows the amount of inventory and how if I find it, I'm going to send it to you, but how after 2010, the builder's inventory just super decreased. Like it was even less than half of what normal inventory was before the crash. And then not only that, but the average age of a homeowner entering the market is 33 years old. And because of demographic history in our country, there is actually a large component of people entering the market now. And so we have that combination of lower inventory and higher amount of people coming in to buy a home that is causing an organic demand of homes, and there's not enough supply to meet that demand. So that causes higher prices. Not only that, but historically looking at, when in these different times in the past, when interest rates have gone up, these are the months that it took that the interest rates climbed over those different periods. The average increase was about 13 months of climbing, about almost 1.5% increase in interest rate, and home prices averaged increased by 8%. So this is just illustrating that home prices are not projected to go down. They are projected to continue to appreciate, especially with that organic supply and demand that we have in the market. This is nothing like 2008, where it was inflated and propped up on straws or whatever. Like this is actual organic supply and demand. So this is the total cost analysis that I put together for you, and I'll send you a link so that you can look through this on your own. You can click through it. This first column is the rent, and I don't know how much you're paying for your renter's insurance, so I just have it at $1,200 for your rent. The tax benefit looks like it's the same across the board. It doesn't look like it would change when you purchase a home. So you need to pay talk to your tax person. This is just like an estimate, but you would need to find out, do you have enough interest that you could write off? Maybe did you pay enough charity or things like that to warrant a 1040 instead of just the 1040 easy. But okay, so what does this mean? This total payment minus your tax benefit comes up with the net monthly pay, and that's what you're finding over here in this graph. And then again, with the total payment for the house on each of these, minus again that tax benefit, which looks like it doesn't change, but again, check with your tax guy. And then also subtract out the principal paid, because that's going into like a forced savings account for you, basically, because you're paying down this liability to turn it into an asset. So that would make your net monthly payment $1,704. So your net monthly payment would go up a bit. However, your net worth and your assets increase also, because you are now paying into your own home and not someone else's. So check out rent versus principal paid in 5 years and in 15 years. I know you guys already like, yeah, we know we want to buy a house, but it just blows my mind whenever I look at that. Okay, so let's jump into the numbers. What are we looking at? First of all, this is when I know like when you are going to receive the settlement, then I can go to the underwriter and find out, hey, can we manually underwrite this and so on. Right now, I can't get an approved eligible when I run it through the automated underwriting because we are still within that 2-year window of the bankruptcy. So we need to get that settled. For a conventional loan, you need to wait 4 years from bankruptcy. So I would anticipate that you would have an FHA loan for at least 2 years. And then hopefully by the time you're ready to refinance, like I'm hoping by that time, actually, I'm anticipating that rates might get lower. I'm really hoping for that. And if that's the case, then you can refinance into a conventional loan, then that would drop off your mortgage insurance and help save you money that way. But okay, so this is today's rate. Today's rate is 4.25. I don't know what it's going to be in the future, if it's going to continue to climb or if we're hitting the peak now or what. And so I'm just projecting forward for you guys to kind of give you a heads up and help you know what you could be dealing with. All right. So depending on the rate, that actually impacts your purchase options because we're counting the car liabilities against so the car liability plus the mortgage payment, count that against your income. And I'm pushing it to the limit up to like 56% about for these different price options. So you'll notice that the higher the rate goes, the lower the purchase price goes. Unless you can get rid of one of your liabilities. Like I know that you worked really, really hard and you refinanced the truck. And so I think that you've already done what you can, but I just wanted to let you know, this is partially, that's how we come up with the purchase price. And then the total payment, this is a combination. That's the whole payment. This is, let me click on the more info button up here. It'll show you that's your principal and interest and plus your property tax, which is an estimate. So it could be lower. And property tax and homeowners insurance, if they are lower than the estimate, which that's the reason why when you're looking at properties to send me the MLS of the property so I can look up and find out, how much is the property tax, and maybe that would make a difference on, if you could buy it or not. And then the mortgage insurance, and that's dependent on the amount you put down for down payment. So if you put down more than 3.5%, if you put down more than 5% on an FHA loan, then it would be a little bit less than if you put down the minimum. So this is just the minimum. So like if you have that 30,000 or whatever, that could increase your buying power a bit. So that monthly payment is all of these things added up, not the purchase price, but it's all those added up to equal the monthly payment. Let me get you back. Oh, the closing cost is just, so people always ask me, what's the APR? APR is some of the closing costs that are calculated in with the interest rate to come up with the APR on the front page. So it's just so you can try to compare side by side different loan options, but I ignore it because like different lenders use different things to calculate the APR, and it's not even Steven across the board like it's supposed to be. What else? Okay, yeah, so closing costs, this cash to close includes the down payment. So we're looking at the down payment plus the closing costs to come up with that. And the prepaids, that is your prepaid homeowners insurance for the whole year. And then we need to put some of the homeowners insurance and some property tax in escrow so that when those are due, your escrow account has enough in it to make those payments. And then this right here, this is upfront mortgage insurance premium for FHA loans. And so they charge an upfront one, and then each month they charge you a monthly mortgage insurance right here, which we can get rid of by refinancing into a conventional loan in the future. All right, so what else? I think that's about it. I've made this super long. Thanks for hanging in there. Let me know if you guys have questions. I'm happy to answer them. And we'll just keep on moving forward towards your goal. We'll get you guys into a home. All right. Thanks. We'll talk to you later.